Hi everyone, thank you for tuning in. Today I'm going to make a bridal bouquet in peaches, ivories, and kind of a mauvey pink color. I've got some kind of shorter stem flowers here. I've got a peach peony, and I'm going to make the stem a little bit longer by taking kind of a medium gauge wire, make a hairpin shape out of it, and then wrap the wire around the stem in itself. And then, of course, covering my mechanics with the wax floral tape. And with that wax floral tape, it's really nice. It reminds me of almost an electrical wire tape, just how it adheres to itself and how it holds tight. I'm also prepping up my roses, just removing all the leaves and kind of shortening the stems, separating them for the bunch. I have some kind of, it's almost kind of a minty green, evergreen looking type of greenery there. And I'm going to cut that down to bite-sized chunks that I can work with. Some of the stems, again, ended up a little shorter than what I would like them to be. So I'm going to elongate them with a wire, getting that hairpin shape and wrap it around itself, and then some wax floral tape. And I don't typically like working with a light green floral tape, but I am out of the dark green. But all the stems are going to be covered, so I shouldn't worry too much about it. And I am in love with these little floofy things from Hobby Lobby. I have no idea what they are, but they are awesome. They remind me of almost like feathers, like old-fashioned feathers. But the color in that kind of pinky mauve tone, it's just really nice and soft. So I'm going to gather up my flowers here. I'm going to kind of put the roses more towards the top in the center, work my peonies around them. And I'm holding the bouquet a little bit further down than what I usually do. I prefer to hold it a little tighter, make the clusters like a nice round bunch at the top there. But I'm going to hold it lower because with these size of flowers, the bouquet is going to end up being a little bit bigger than my normal. So instead of moving my hand down the stems as I go along, I'm just going to start low. And I'm working in my flowers there, kind of tucking in some of that artificial, it's almost like a baby's breath kind of to it. That's another find at Hobby Lobby that I'm really digging. It has a nice texture to it, a nice look. I'm keeping that a little bit lower because I want the focals to be more on the roses themselves, and then the peonies, and then the little extra. And of course, I'm going to tuck in my fuzzy stuff that I got, and those are going to stick out the furthest because I love those. I want all the attention on them. But I'm just working my bouquet into a nice dome shape there, turning it and checking it at all angles. Whenever you're putting together a bouquet too, once you get to about to the point where I'm at, I like standing in front of a mirror and just kind of holding it like a bride would or a bridesmaid would hold it, so that you can see the perspective that everyone else is going to see. Hanging on to it like that, I find it looks great in your hand, and then once you get it out there, you're like, oh my gosh, that's not what I saw. So sometimes just taking that extra second to look in the mirror, make sure a different perspective still looks good. And you're also welcome. My hand kept cramping up, and if you tie it off as you go too, that's always an option. I don't like to tie it off as I go because I tend to adjust and fluff and move things as I'm designing. But even just getting like the first 6 flowers together, tying it off, and then adding and tying it off again, that works just as well too. So I'm moving along here. I'm going to add a collar of the greenery there. It's going to hide my mechanics, and it looks pretty. And then once I have that greenery all tucked in, I'm going to add the fluffy things. And I'm just putting a few along the base, and then I'll tuck a few of the fluffy things into the bouquet itself. While I'm totally in love with it, I don't want it to be like all fluff and no flowers. So I didn't want to go too heavy on it. I had to hold myself back because I do want to go too heavy on those fluffy things, but I don't think that that's a very good look for a bouquet, unless that's what you're going for, in which case, rock on, you can do that. But just going back to fluffing the bouquet, making sure it looks good. And then once I have that, I'm going to drop in the fluffy things. And I, I don't know if you saw that one of the roses fell off the stem, which later on, as I was messing with the bouquet, the stem comes out. But I went ahead and used that rose to make a boutonniere for the groom. And then the boutonniere just has a little bit of greenery, a little bit of that artificial baby's breath on it, and just kept it real simple. I thought about adding some of the floofy stuff to it, but I decided against it. So once the bouquet's all together, I'll tie it off. I'll wrap the stem with actually a white wax floral tape, and then I wrap it in a double face satin. And of course, this is, you can see the video online too at orlandorose.com. It's also for sale on Amazon. If you want to check it out, there's a link on the website, orlandorose.com. So please like, subscribe, do all that good stuff, and have an awesome day. Thank you so much for watching.